Hey everyone, today I want to talk about a special but very important topic for all of us developers. No matter if you are developing games with Unreal or Unity or also do backend or web and app development. We are talking about changes in Unity's pricing, which is one of the biggest game development tools out there next to the Unreal Engine, what we are using for our games. And in this video we talk about how big companies can ruin smaller studios and individuals easily by adjusting their tools or pricing. And I will also show you how you can avoid landing in a situation where you maybe need to restart the development and switching to other tools. But also I will show all Unity developers which options you have now if this happened to your game project to save at least a little bit of time in rebuilding if you really want to switch to other tools like Unreal Engine. But what actually happened? Developing games from scratch can be very hard, and that's why especially indie developers like us, for example, use existing game engines which already provide many tools to build games quickly at scale. And using those game engines, it's much cheaper than building an own engine like most EA games, for example, do. But yeah, since Unreal Engine is free, it was my choice to learn it around 6 years ago. But I also actually started with Unity back then. And now I'm actually happy that I switched to Unreal Engine because Unity has introduced a new pricing model. If you have more than 2,000 game installations and make more than 200k of revenue, you will need to pay 20 cents for each installation. And this in the first place don't sound that much, but that means that you have 200 installation, it ends up to $40,000 basically. And this is 10 times more expensive than the previous pricing model they had. And this rule applies to games already on the market as well, like for example Pokemon Go, which already have millions of players basically. And for those they also need to pay extra now according to the new pricing model. And especially for bigger games like those, this will get extremely expensive. And this already caused many smaller studios to switch to Unreal Engine, and also some games needed to get out of the markets since they can't afford the new pricing models from Unity. And this is super sad because imagine you spend years in learning a tool and dedicate yourself to spend a lot of your free time to actually build a game, and you also often invest not only time but also money in hiring the right freelancers or build up a team basically to give the community something back and or generate some side income in heavy times like we have right now, and then you get a hit in the face like this. Also, it's not 100% clear how Unity will count those installations, because how will they track if you installed the game already before? Maybe you just removed it from your phone or device, and so it could happen that sometimes they may count it not accurately. Also, it holds game companies small because game demos are free, but early access games already have big fees. Some game studios now decided to remove their games from the stores and say it's cheaper to make the game again from scratch using a different game engine, and this can be very tough, especially for smaller studios. Many people got unhappy with Unity's pricing changes and they cancelled their Unity licenses, and this caused the Unity company's stock value to drop massively. Meanwhile, Unreal Engine is becoming more and more popular, and even bigger AAA games switching to Unreal Engine. Because the Unreal Engine is offering a revenue sharing model where you give them 5% of your game's earnings, but the first $1 million are free. And this means that you already can build up a income basically and save some money, and then you start sharing 5% of your game sales. And that's a very fair model basically, and that's a very fair split in my opinion. And since you only need to pay when your game gets successful, but also here of course you can't look in the heads of the Epic Games managers and directors, and you don't know which decisions they make in the future. And that's what I also want to share with all other developers in other areas as well. It is important for all of us to constantly learn new things and to keep us up to date about changes like those in the market, and we need to be able to, if needed, switch to new other tools and solutions as quickly as possible. Maybe we also learn different tools at the same time or something like that, just to be sure that if one tool will changes the pricing models, that we still have one other tool basically we can use. I'm actually a big fan of building up a strong knowledge in only one tool, but in some solutions it maybe also makes sense to also check out some other stuff. But yeah, of course you should have your strengths basically and build those out, and don't be a generalist basically. But that's like one idea how you can like avoid coming in those situations. Because now the main issue for everyone involved in this is that Unity games can't really get easily migrated into Unreal Engine. However, in my opinion, Unity can't be trusted anymore, since we all don't know if they maybe do changes in their pricings again. So for many people, switching to Unreal Engine is the only solution. And if that also was your idea, then feel free to contact me over mail or directly book a short meeting with me where I can then help you analyze your game and use case, and maybe also show you different tools and frameworks we already built to speed up the game development when you really want to switch to Unreal Engine. Or we also can help your existing team to get to know the Unreal Engine better, to quickly catch up the speed again. Because as I mentioned, over the time we built up different frameworks and tools to speed up the process of game development, so we can quickly rebuild your game inside of Unreal Engine. And also we offer different kinds of strategic consultancy, but also you can rent developers out basically, which dedicate to your project and support you from the planning to the development, but also later if you want that with the marketing. And especially in those hard times, it's important to have a reliable partner on your side, showing you options how you can quickly get back on track with your team. So we are just a message away to assist building your game from scratch again, or also pick up the development at any point where you left off. Because another thing to consider is that programming languages switch, because Unity uses C# while Unreal Engine uses C++, and this means teams trained in Unity need some time to learn the new language. And while your team is learning, we in theory can already start developing, or we can also help you learn it faster basically. Also, the experience and knowledge you gained with Unity are not wasted, but we have tools and frameworks for different types of games, like first-person shooters, third-person shooters, and all that stuff, like RPG games. So if you want to have any assistance to get back on track quickly, don't hesitate to reach out. We are here to help you restart your game development journey, and I'm looking forward to hear from you. And that's it for this video. I hope it helped you in your situation right now. And yeah, take care. Bye.